know, I was kind of one of the content creators who thought that the R. Kelly situation, I don't think I went at it like everybody else. I looked at the situation like I didn't care how good of a singer he was, how big his celebrity status was. I felt that if it involved doing anything to children, it was zero tolerance. But this is what I'm noticing. I'm noticing that for some reason, when it comes to children being violated, whether physically or mentally, it's very easy for us to be like, I'm going to turn the other cheek or I'm going to make excuses based on who that person is. And I'm going to be honest with you, it rubs me the wrong way, especially being a father of four daughters. Like, it rubs me the wrong way because if that was your child, would you be advocating for the release of R. Kelly? R. Kelly can stay his ass in jail. I'm just going to be real with you. I'm going to be real with you. I'm listening to a gentleman by the name of Levi for Kelly. And I remember this gentleman about a year ago speaking out. Allegedly, he's Art Kelly's cousin. And he has this thing about him where he's promoting, well, to me, it seems like he's promoting more about being his cousin than more about the children who got violated. And I got a problem with that. And I'm going to tell you why I got a problem with that. Because imagine if it's your son or daughter that's been violated. And imagine you have grown men, and I don't know if he have any children or not, but I challenge him to this point. If your child has been violated and you have family members, instead of holding him responsible for violating those children, they're so giddy about saying, my cousin. We don't care about how many times you and your cousin went and got ice cream, how many times you and your cousin went and turned up. We don't care about that. I'm just being real with you, brother. From one man to another, we don't care how many times you sat down with a person who violated children, how y'all had so much fun, how you think that person is a great person. I see a lot of excuses being made for children being violated. And I got to say, it's pretty damn distasteful. It's pretty damn distasteful. Now, apparently, out of all these years he's been advocating for R. Kelly, R. Kelly finally calls him out the blue one time. And when I say that this man, for someone that says, I'm used to being around my cousin, I'm used to being around my family member, here's the issue. The issue is if you're accustomed to speaking with someone, you're not giddy. You're not goddamn happy because he called you on the phone from jail, especially under the circumstances. And I honestly, I'm going to tell you, brother, I'm going to be real with you. I really feel like, because I noticed that I've noticed the pictures that you put up. So I guess they favor each other a little bit, but he's making sure they favor each other. So you think that because Art Kelly sung well, because Art Kelly had celebrity status, because Art Kelly was famous, you feel that if you advocate for Art Kelly as his cousin, those same people will attract to you. Well, let me back up. They're not coming to you because you can sing well. They're not coming to you because you're famous. They're not coming to you because you have celebrity status. They're coming to you because hopefully you can give them insight on what is going on. But the truth of the matter is, you have no damn insight. You have no insight on why this man decided that he wanted to deal with underage girls. I'm so tired of people making excuses for why he touched somebody, for why he violated somebody. He was set up. So, you know what you can't do with a lot of content creators that's grown? I'm talking to the real grown men right now. You know what you can't do? You can't bring a child around me and say, oh, well, here you go. You know what I'm not going to do? Violate small children. You know what I'm not going to do is have my assistants allegedly go out and have people fly in that are underage. You can't set me up like that. There are a lot of content creators that probably would agree. You can't set me up like that. So your narrative is the parents set them up. This person set them up. How can you set somebody up that's not into something? I can't set you up at the strip club if you never go to the strip club. I can't set you up at the daycare if you never go to the daycare. I can't set you up at Walmart or McDonald's if you never go there to be around young teenagers. I'm trying to figure out, Levi, let me talk to you. What are you advocating for? Because if I was R.Kelly, I could clearly sit back and look and say, brother, you trying to look like me. You trying to sound like me. You're saying you're advocating for me. But the truth of the matter is you've been advocating for over how many years? And I ain't free yet. Well, you ain't free because obviously you've done something to violate something to put you in jail. Now, this is to all the content creators who feel like, well, I want to promote R. Kelly's voice. I want to give him a platform so he can talk about his innocence. And here's my thing. If you violate children, this goes to Brother Polite. This goes to R. Kelly. This goes to anybody that's been convicted of violating children. If you violate children, there's a zero tolerance. Nobody should want to hear from you. Nobody should want to say, well, come here and I'll give you a voice. Who is advocating for the children that you violated? Who's advocating for the children that you violated mentally and physically and emotionally? There are more grown men and women cheering and advocating for the men that have been guilty of violating children than giving back to their community. You're more worried about advocating for R. Kelly than taking care of your kids. Years upon years upon years. Free R. Kelly for what? To do what? And this is how you know celebrity status is so like demonizing. You have Sexy Red, Pound Town, Booty Hole Brown. And we cheer for it. We make sure it's a wave. And then we make the excuse to say, well, hey, she's just talking to the ratchet. She's young. She's having fun. Man, what message is that sending to the youth? What message are we promoting? Well, when you see R. Kelly and you listen to when you listen to what has happened and you sit back and you say, well, what message are we promoting? Are we saying, well, it's okay if he touched a few young kids? Then we start making those excuses where it was the parents who sold it to him. Okay. I've said this and I'll say this again. If you are selling your children or making your children available for celebrities to do whatever they do with your kids, you should be in jail with R. Kelly. That should be the conversation. Acting as if R. Kelly didn't get a fair trial. The issue with that is that R. Kelly had the money. He had the legal team. There are so many first-time offenders out there that get the book thrown at them because they don't have the money or the resources to have a fair trial. And you know what all of these people advocating, or not all, but a lot. You know what these people have, the issue with these people who are advocating for R. Kelly, you know what they're not worrying about? No other black men going to jail. No other first-time offenders that oh, you got caught for jaywalking, here's 30 years. You stole a candy bar at the store, here's 55 years. But you advocate for a man that's found guilty. You're excited. You stay up in chat rooms all day and all night talking about, yeah, R. Kelly's the greatest. R. Kelly's the greatest. Well, no, his music is the greatest. Learn to separate the man from the celebrity. For some reason, they're one and the same to you. Lovely says, I love his music, but he needs to stay comfortable where he is. I don't think they heard you, Lovely. We give celebrities a pass to do what? Violate our kids? I'm just being honest with you guys. We give them a pass to violate our kids. And then we say, but they're the greatest. Well, damn, kids are looking at it like, man, you get a couple hits and you can touch kids. You can sleep with underage kids, allegedly. And then their family members get online and their family members want to sell this narrative that they are the greatest people ever. Yeah, there's a few problems. Yeah, he touched some girls, but his parents, the parents brung it to him. Bro, do you realize that's an oxymoron statement? Parents brung their underage children to a grown man who should have known better, but decided to not do better, got caught up, and now is in prison. And you're advocating online how great he was when he was free because he let you go around some celebrities with him. You sound like a groupie, man. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of y'all sound like some really over-the-top groupies. I'm going to be honest with you. Some real over-the-top groupies. Because I'm going to be honest. I don't know anybody in their right mind that would say I have children. And R.Kelly violated my children. And I would be sitting online talking about how great his music was. How he needs to be free. Then I would be sitting in a chat room with his alleged cousin, listening to him say, well, I just got off the phone with my cousin, and talked about what? Rehab? An apology? How are we going to make sure that these children who've been violated get some type of counseling, some type of help? There is no conversation about that. It's about how great R.Kelly is. And I'm confused about, well, if he was so great, why is he messing with kids? Were there no women available? Ladies, all of Pound Town and a Booty Hole Brown, nobody was available. He went to the McDonald's that all of a sudden was flooded with high school kids. Well, why didn't he go to the Papa Do's where it was flooded with grown women? The 40-40 club where it was flooded with grown women. All these people around him made excuses for R. Kelly's behavior because they were a bunch of yes men and yes women. Let me talk about it. Now you have the same people that were around him, such as his cousin, screaming and hollering about how great and magnificent he is and was and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Why didn't you tell R. Kelly he was wrong when he was outside the jail? Come on, Levi. I'm about to piss somebody off. Don't wait till he get in the jail to advocate for him. Now, you should have been advocating for those victims. Hey, cuz, she look kind of young, cuz. You might want to leave her alone, cuz. Hey, don't bring her in the studio after hours, cuz. Hey, send her back to her parents, cuz. You ain't do none of that. But now you online trying to look like Kels, talking about, oh yeah, my cousin. Well, we say birds of a feather. People are very lenient on people interacting with children in a sexual manner, that we're very lenient. We got people in the battle rap community, convicted felons can get on here and talk about battle rap. But you've been charged and served time for underage girls. And we still allow them to come online and say, hey, let's talk battle rap. No, let's not. Let's not. No, you need to be talking rehabilitation. You need to be talking about getting some help. You need to be talking about apologies. We don't want to hear nothing about battle rap from you. You got men that proclaim to be shock jocks, and like such as Hassan Campbell. Shock jocks. I'm going to say whatever to get under people's skin and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And if I don't like you, I'm going to say something about your kids and what I'll do to violate your kids. And he's still online. No outrage. Zero outrage. I don't understand why is it that it's a toss-up when it comes to our children? Why is it that people can violate our children and it's okay? We give you a pass. The tolerance for you is high. You're a rapper. You a celebrity. You are this. You are that. You a movie star. You can do it. It's okay. But let the guy at the post office do it. Let the local pastor or football coach do it. We want to burn him to the stake, burn her to the stake. But if it's somebody we like, it's cool. If it's somebody that's popping, it's okay. Some of y'all make me sick. I'm going to be honest with you. Because it's like, man, this is why people don't like people like having their kids go to your house. Because we don't know what you might allow at your house. Let's just be real. We don't know what as a parent you might allow at your house. R.Kelly visits. Oh, we have 3 downstairs, R.Kelly. 3 what? It's going to be more than 3 people coming to that house if it is involving mine. It's just amazing and it's sickening how people hide their face and they advocate for the freedom of R.Kelly. And I'm just like, the freedom to do what, though? He can sing in jail. His trial wasn't fair. They set him up. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. He wasn't sitting at McDonald's, minding his lonely, eating McDonald's fries. And the police just bust in and yada yada. We talking about years. Years. How old was Aaliyah? Miss Age ain't but a number. How old was Aaliyah? Several underage females. Let me say this again. Several underage females. I want somebody to debunk what I'm saying. Come on, Levi. Where you at? This is a conversation you don't want. Several underage female, and you're sitting online talking about your cousin gave you a call, how happy you are, how out the blue, how great minds think alike. He's miles and miles away, and telepathically, when I was talking about him, he called me. So what? You sound like a groupie. Grown man over 40 years old, and your thoughts on the situation is, no matter what my cousin did, I'm riding for my cousin. If he was not R.Kelly, I can guarantee you be disowning your cousin. Guarantee. But you emulate, you revere your cousin. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to put yourself as a figurehead for R.Kelly. Because here's the thing. You know what I wouldn't be promoting right now? How y'all so close. Because if you were so close, then that means you knew what was going on. You see how that backfires on you? If you were so close and so cool, and you was going to these celebrity parties, and you was hanging in the studio, Rob, right? You kept saying, Rob, Rob, Rob. If that's the case, then you knew what was going on. And you never reported it. Where's your stories of saving some young girl from R.Kelly? Where's your reports of talking to the parents saying, you should know better? Gary, I think you're right. 15 or 14, Aaliyah was. Gary says he may be holding on to the hope that he is going to get something out of this. Of course. Most of these, let me tell you something, most of these content creators are holding on to the hope that if R. Kelly get free, oh, since you held me down while I was in jail, you was making them videos, somehow free me, even though I ain't do shit, but you know, you can come to my concert. Step in the name of love. Have nothing else going on in their life, because here's the thing. If you feel like any child deserves the right to be violated or taken advantage of mentally, emotionally, or physically, something's wrong with you. You're advocating that is correct. You're advocating that we'll turn the other cheek. You're advocating that we don't care about our children in our community. So here's the thing. If a white man or a white woman violates a black child underage, don't get in an uproar then. And this is what kills me, especially about our community. It's like we'll allow people from our community to do the most vile things And then we'll uplift them. We gave 50 Cent the key to the city. Can you imagine shooting and killing and robbing allegedly, being a drug dealer, and then give somebody the key to the city? What message does that send? Salute to everybody in the building. I'm just saying, what message does that send? Can you imagine? And this is what I'm saying. If no one says that it's wrong that we're advocating for R.Kelly, but how many more men are being accused and they're innocent? Where's the advocacy for that? Where are these people that's going to jail that's actually innocent in jail and saying, hey, we need to talk about freeing those guys before we free somebody that's guilty of the shit? Where's that at? I guess I'm kind of confused on like, okay, well, where should our energy be? Why is it why always a regular ass person trying to save a celebrity? Whoa, shit. Thank God it's Friday. A regular ass, no talent having, never really done nothing in their life, couch potato, surfing the internet, hoping to get behind something that's bigger than them. Let's save the celebrity that wouldn't have spit on you if you was on fire. Let's help the celebrity. You mean a celebrity that was popping bottles? The celebrity that was on the yachts? The celebrity that was in private jets? The celebrity that was talking about all the girls and things they were doing? You mean that celebrity? While you were struggling doing a 9 to 5. Hell, some people ain't even have a job. While you were struggling trying to find a place to live. You mean can you imagine if Drake got into this situation? Can you imagine if Drake got into this, a highly paid rapper, right? Can you imagine us saying, let's do a GoFundMe for Drake's defense? What? You raising money for R.Kelly's defense? Saying that he wasn't given a fair trial. Well, let's just take all of the RICO charges and all the other stuff out the way. Is it true or false, or is it alleged that he was messing with underage girls? Then it came to the point where, and this is what people kill me too. It comes to a point where they say, oh, well, he was touched. And hey, hurt people. I don't give a damn about that excuse. Can you imagine walking into your home and seeing a grown man on top of your daughters or daughter? And he turns around and says, while he's trying to figure out what to do with his pants, hey, it happened to me when I was little. How much leeway do you think should be afforded to that person? How much can he advocate for not being in his right frame of mind as a grown man? None of those people have put themselves in those victim shoes, but they sit online and willfully advocate for some, a man they've never met before. You fell in love with his music. You fell in love with the idea of a character that you don't know, that you've made up in your head. And then for the people that had been around him, right, they take their stories and think that for some reason circumvents the actions that have taken place, when there should be a zero tolerance. Hey, listen, great music, phenomenal singer, but there's a zero tolerance for dealing with children in the manner that you did. If you're talking about violating them, if you violated them, if you slept with them, whatever it is, there is a zero tolerance. Now, I'm all about redemption, right? I love a good comeback story. But this is what I don't love. If you're going to advocate for R. Kelly, advocate that he was a great songwriter and singer. Don't advocate how good a person he was, because a good person wouldn't have did that. A good man wouldn't have did that. A good father wouldn't have did that. A good human wouldn't have did that. A good citizen wouldn't have did that. A good celebrity wouldn't have did that. So you advocating for a man that's behind bars that is obviously guilty. I don't give a damn if he got a fair trial or not. I don't care. Because you got to understand this. If these parents, if these parents were parents that I know and their children would have got violated in that manner, it probably wouldn't have been no trial. Let's just keep it real. And what's so crazy about it is all those people in the comments advocating for R.Kelly. It's like my first question is, do you have any damn kids? Would you trust your kids with R.Kelly over a weekend by theirself? Would you? Since we having this conversation, we having a tough conversation. See, a lot of people ain't gonna hit like on this. And I know why. Because they're the people that's sitting in those chats talking about free R.Kelly. And then they got their son or daughter walking by, knowing damn well they wouldn't let their son or daughter go and stay in a hotel with R.Kelly overnight. Knowing damn well they be looking at R.Kelly like, with the sign, yeah, just sign the CD, brother. I'm not even trying to stay around. No, you know what I'm saying? I don't want nothing to drink neither. My kid don't want nothing to drink neither, kid. We straight. We ain't no pound town over here. Oh, you ain't got to worry about no booty holes over here. I don't even see how some of these people have a straight face. Like, I'm here to, what's going on? Salute, salute. I don't see how they have a straight face looking in the camera talking about, yeah, free R.Kelly. I want them to pan their house. Like, I want to hear some kids in the background. I want them to say it loud and proud. Like, free R.Kelly. And I always say, to do what? You want to hear him sing again? Is that what you want? Because you could just go get on the record player, do what you got to do on the CD, play some shit. Like, if that's what you want. You want them free to do what? That'd be killing me when it'd be like, somebody in the hood, so like say with the Sexy Red thing, right? I'm gonna get to these comments in a second. Give me 1 minute. Sexy Red's little video shoot got shot up. Somebody died. I want you to think about this. Can you imagine somebody coming online talking about free the guys that shot up Sexy Red's video shoot? Free him to do what? Shoot up another one? What I don't understand. When you go out your way to violate people, to break the law, like you're going out your way to do these things. It didn't just happen. It didn't just happen. Like, it wasn't a road rage situation and you pulled up to the light and somebody tried to cut you off and then they start shooting, you shot back, they died. It wasn't no movie script. These things were meticulous. These things were coordinated. These things had other grown-ups within eyesight of what was happening, but turned a blind eye, and then they wanted to sing afterwards. I was looking at some of the people that were on the Surviving R.Kelly. Now, some of these women, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I gotta do this. Salute. Some of these women, salute. Some of these women were very naive. Some of these women were definitely groupies. I'm talking about the older women, right? The older women, definitely groupies. Definitely like, whatever you say, R. Kelly, I'll do it. You want me to get locked in the bathroom for a day or eat soup, whatever you want me to do. Because I can understand the nostalgia of wanting to be with a celebrity. Okay, cool. This is not what that's for. You know, those are grown women. They have the right to do whatever they want to do. If you want that guy to do that, okay. I'm talking about the people that were underage. A lot of people are saying, well, it's the parents' fault. It's the parents' fault. It's the parents' fault. Why the parents ain't in jail? Gary, I appreciate that. Thanks. Why the parents ain't in jail? Why the parents free? This is what kills me. What kills me is you have these YouTube lawyers, right? These YouTube conspiracy theory gurus, right? If that was the case, that their children were being sold to R.Kelly, why is it that no one can prove it? Why can't you prove it in a court of law? Like, why can't you prove it in a court of law? I'm not saying what you heard, what you think you know, what it looked like, what it sounded like, what somebody told you, how it feels. Why can't you prove it in a court of law that they were sold to him? Because if that's the case, we got a lot of parents right now letting their children listen to the Sexy Red, Pound Town, Booty Hole Brown, and it's a whole lot of clapping going on. Hand clapping and booty clapping. Right? I'm just saying, well, hey, when mom twerking downstairs, guess who twerking right along with her? And got a whole house party full of people. And they got your little girl dancing in front of grown men, and ain't nobody screaming R.Kelly then. See, the problem with the R.Kelly situation is that there are a lot of R.Kellys out there. They just ain't been caught. So a lot of those people that's advocating for the R.Kellys, they were a part of that whole regime. Like, I don't see nothing wrong with my uncle talking to that girl in ninth grade in middle school. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I was doing it. All my boyfriends were older than me. I was in 10th grade, and my man was in college. Somebody said, "Who is Sexy Red?" You gonna have to Google that. It's weird. It's unbecoming. It's disgusting. I want y'all to listen. Fair use. I want y'all to listen to No Lies Told. What's up, man? Salute. I want y'all to listen to Levi for Kelly. Go over and check him out. Subscribe if you want to. But he is allegedly R.Kelly's cousin. And he's talking about this phone call, and he gives, a couple stories about, people said, I really didn't know Kels. Like, he sounds like a groupie versus somebody saying, my cousin's innocent and here's why. Here's the facts to prove it. It's like, my cousin innocent because, he took me around the celebrities. He showed me love. That's why my cousin innocent. And I ain't about to tolerate nobody saying don't free Kels. What you gonna do about it? Keep his ass in jail. Now, I'm all about, getting out, serving your time, being a productive citizen, et cetera, et cetera. But if you touching kids, bro, off with your head. I don't care how good you can sing. I don't care what status you think you hold, how much a celebrity you are. And the fact is, you make excuses for people like that, and it sends a clear message to these children in our community that you don't give a damn. That money can buy anything, including silence. Let me play a little bit of this and y'all tell me what you think. This is Levi for Kelly, allegedly R.Kelly's cousin, who's been advocating the freedom train for R.Kelly. And I'm just, I was looking at the chat and I was like, man, just look at these people. Look at these people, like they are like serious diehard free him, and I keep asking myself to free him to do what? Free him to do what? He didn't rob a grocery store. He didn't run a red light. He didn't pay. He did not pay a child support. Like I'm trying to figure out like the crime that surrounds R.Kelly, these crimes. Because a lot of people are like, well, it wasn't sexual, it was a RICO, it was a this and it was a that. Well, it's been proven that he's messed with underage girls. And none of the people that were around R.Kelly have been held responsible. I think one or two. But none of the people have been accomplices in this nonsense where you ask yourself, well, why is it that you feel so strongly about freeing this guy, but all the rest of these guys that was helping him, they free as a bird. They writing books. I see you spitting fire. They writing books. They getting paid. They selling their story to Lifetime. It's weird to a sense because you ask yourself, right? You got Levi Kelly, you got a lot of other people saying, okay, well, free R. Kelly. And I'm asking you, it's like, okay, if he didn't receive a fair trial, let me ask you a question. Is him allegedly dealing with underage girls true? Why would his brother come and say, well, all these things happened to R. Kelly when he was young? So that's where he got that sensation to deal with younger women. Why would that narrative even be put out by his brother? We got AIC, y'all. It says the only queen says, no, it's not true. Spitting fire. Thanks so much. Salute. Well, I mean, feel free. Spitting fire, say, hey, remove my wrench, and I'll explain why we're yelling free R. Kelly. Well, I mean, you can explain it. It's not a punishment to, and see, this is our problem. This is our problem as people. This is our problem as people. If I say, hey, don't free R. Kelly, as a man with 4 daughters, you mess with kids, it's zero tolerance. You say, well, free R. Kelly. Well, we can't agree to disagree. You like the Giants? I like the Jets. You like McDonald's? I like Waffle House. I believe it's a safety issue. I believe that if you are touched or violated as a young kid, then you should have been getting help. And all of these people screaming free R. Kelly, the first thing we should be screaming is get R. Kelly some help. That's the first thing. Keep his ass in jail and get him some help. That's what we're not hearing about. It says you disagree, so she wants her wrench removed. Hey, I've talked to Spitting Fire a couple of times or whatever. We've been kind of, she's been kind of on another train, so, But I don't change my stance on it. One, because I actually work with children who've been violated. And when I think about this whole R. Kelly situation and people giving him a pass because for some reason, if R. Kelly violates someone, it's cool. We turn the other cheek. But I'm telling you right now, let this would have been a Caucasian man or a Caucasian woman, we wouldn't have heard the end of it. We wouldn't have heard the end of it. But because he has a celebrity status. See, the thing about it is when you're advocating for all, I got to applaud that. But when you advocating for a few, you feel like, oh, this would be a good come up. This would be a cool come up. Because a lot of people advocating for things where it's a come up for them. Like this whole Levi situation, I'm going to be honest. I sit back and I like to call it down the middle. Like if you're sitting there and you're saying, hey, yeah, he's my cousin, but you're saying every goddamn 5 minutes, my cousin, my cousin, my cousin, my cousin. Like you got to drill that into people's head so that way people can look at you as important. Come on, man. This is almost like a persuasive speech. Oh, well, this is why I have relevance. Well, if your cousin is violating kids, it don't matter if he's your uncle, your aunt, your brother, your sister, your cousin. We looking at the person, not the status of the person, not the relationship you have to the person, but you're trying to sell this narrative to everybody that you're so excited to be his cousin. And I'm like, so what about the people that were related to Jeffrey Dahmer? Was related to Hitler? Shouldn't they be happy too? Shouldn't they be happy too? Because obviously being related to someone, you can turn a blind eye to the things that they do that's illegal. That's morally wrong. Obviously, being a cousin is more important than actually being an adult. Because any adult that says, well, he messed with kids, but However, comma, you giving a pass to him because he your cousin? Oh, okay. Hell, I got people saying, hey, take my wrench because you ain't going to give him a pass. No. Why would I? Why would any father or mother give anybody a pass that has violated some type of child? That makes no sense. The question is, has R.Kelly allegedly violated children? Now, what's so funny was, I'm from New York, okay? So that whole Aaliyah situation and all that good stuff or whatever case to be, when you actually get information or whatever case to be, my question is, how old was Aaliyah when R.Kelly married her? How old was Aaliyah when R.Kelly married her? Why was that such a scandal? The only queen, I'm asking you a question. How old was Aaliyah when R.Kelly secretly married her? Why was his manager saying that he had to forge documentation in order to marry Aaliyah? Which actually came out. No, I think they want to look over that, Danny. And that's fine. I'm asking a clear question, which people are going to sit back right now and say, uh-oh, how old was Aaliyah? I told you one child is too much. One kid is, I don't care if they're in the industry. I don't care if they work in the community at the daycare. One kid is too much. How old was Aaliyah? Now they're quiet. Come on, only queen. Where you at? You a grown man over in your 30s dealing with a minor. And for some reason, he ain't never violated no kid. No, matter of fact, he wasn't convicted of that. Well, we know it was the RICO and all that other stuff or whatever case may be. We also know that the parents came on Surviving R.Kelly saying what he was doing with their daughter. So I'm trying to figure out where's the lie. Where's the lie at? Where's the lie? Because people, I'm going to be honest with you. People probably wouldn't have cared that he had a bunch of women locked in the basement or locked in the bathroom. They was like, oh, okay, that's some sex cult type crazy stuff or whatever case may be. However, when the younger kids, when those ages start coming out, that's when people really start paying attention. Let's just be real. And if you think that didn't sway the narrative doing this RICO trap, you are crazy to think that. You're crazy to think that. But he's not the only one. Hassan Campbell, when he talked about violating little kids, I'm trying to figure out why is it that we're so quick and accustomed to giving passes to these men. You talk about violating kids. You talk about, oh, well, I was touched, so that's why I'm doing it now. Somebody said something about P. Diddy parties. Heard about a lot about P. Diddy parties. I'm trying to figure out why the only queen. Did you leave? Because we waiting to see if you gonna say anything about this art. Fair is fair. The only queen is MIA. And this is the problem when you have people who advocate for things where they can only do it in the premise of 100 more people that advocate the same thing. Facts are facts. Facts are facts. Well, he wasn't found guilty of sex crimes against kids. I asked you, how old was Aaliyah? If you attempted to marry and you were having sexual relations with Aaliyah and she was a minor, that is wrong. Zero tolerance, off with your head. What the hell you don't understand about that? Well, I'll just go over here where they are overlooked at. Okay, bye. I'll just run over here where they don't care about minors. Let me find out how many people know somebody in their family that's been violated, that's a minor, and never went into any legal proceedings or whatever case may be. Okay, hey, we waiting for you. The only queen, we waiting for you to answer. How old was Aaliyah when R. Kelly married her? We waiting for you. Go get Spitting Fire. We waiting for you. At Spitting Fire, when you reply, you can start off with that. How old was Aaliyah when R.Kelly married her? When they were having sexual relations? That's not alleged. She stated and he has stated there were no sexual relations. Only Queen, get your ass out my chat. Bye. Are you serious? Are you hold on. R.Kelly stated his sexual appetite. His brother has spoke about it. You're telling me that Aaliyah, oh, I just want to marry her. We ain't having no sexual relations though. It doesn't matter if you was at the trial. Aaliyah's no longer here. And R. Kelly can say whatever he wanted to say, but you're trying to tell me that this man is saying we had no sexual relations. I just felt the need to marry this underage girl. And that's okay with you. That's fine with you. You would have let your 15, 16, 17-year-old marry this guy. Oh, they ain't having sex, so it's okay. To the point where they have to forge documentations and they have to do it in another jurisdiction. Come on, Only Queen. I told you, the only time you can advocate for something is when you have a bunch of people that's delusional like you. That's willing to ignore things like you. You want to talk about the court of law, and I'm talking about the actual facts. The actual fact is this man tried to marry an underage girl and got documentation forged so he can do it. And we're overlooking that, talking about, well, he wasn't convicted of it. I go back again and I ask you again. If you know somebody that was violated in your community where they were underage and they never went to court, do you just let it go? Well, they never went to court. So, if they don't go to court, it ain't real. It didn't happen. And what I'm waiting for is the Only Queen, and I'm waiting for Spitting Fire to say him marrying Aaliyah underage was wrong. But that's how you know the level of delusion. When you're advocating for freedom of a man, that you're saying that that's okay. That's okay. But you got to think about it being your son or daughter. You got to think about that. It being your son or daughter, and you have hundreds of people saying, well, as long as he ain't go to court for it, he good. Well, what was the RICO case about? You said, sir, I responded. It's going pretty fast. Let's see. Let me scroll back up. She said, I responded. Hold on just a minute. To all the people in the chat that said, hey, this situation has happened to them, my heart goes out to you. I don't see it. If you said something crazy, YouTube probably blocked it. Only Queen. That just happened. So if you responded like mother, then they probably blocked it, to be honest with you. I simply asked you, how old was Aaliyah? And do you think it was okay for him to marry Aaliyah or try to marry Aaliyah? And to believe that R.Kelly did not have sexual relations with Aaliyah is kind of delusional, to be honest with you. You have nothing but space and opportunity. Space and opportunity, and you have the means in order to do it. And I've never seen a man, Only Queen, hold on. I've never seen a man say, I just want to marry her. I ain't trying to have no sex with her now. That's above and beyond what I'm trying to do. Salute, Uncle L. I'm waiting for the Only Queen to go ahead and type a message in. Hopefully she ain't putting no curse words in my thing. I'm just waiting. We waiting. It's funny how we turned a blind eye to certain things. I don't feel like I need to wait for the courts. And this is what's so crazy. Even if he didn't get caught up on the RICO situation, he still probably would have got caught up on the other stuff, which is messing with underage girls, period. He would have got caught up. But since they didn't get to that part, now we're saying, well, you know, the RICO. If you're advocating that R.Kelly is allowed to deal with underage girls because that's not what the court case was about, then you are delusional. You're delusional. I didn't see no response neither, Lovely. And see, this is the problem when you advocate. Let me tell you something. When you advocate for something and you stand on facts and truth and principle, a certain morality backs that up. So you can go to the Supreme Court, you can go to church, you can go to the barbershop, to the beauty salon, you can stand on that morality. And it doesn't sound crazy, but when I ask you a statement, a common sense question, and you act like, well, that wasn't it, that wasn't that. If you try to marry an underage girl, a minor, you're wrong. That's a violation. And if you believe that trying to marry an underage girl, you go out your way to get fake documentation and try to do it in a jurisdiction where they'll allow whatever it is you're trying to pull off. You feel like, oh, well, they wasn't having sex. They just did all of that for what? But that's somebody wanting to say, I want y'all to understand this. That's why they want to say, we can only celebrate R.Kelly over here because we're willing to overlook that. We're willing to overlook that. We're talking about R.Kelly being marrying Aaliyah, who was underage at the time, which has already come out. Documentation is already presented that they falsified documentation to try to get them married or whatever in another jurisdiction. And I'm asking one of the people in the chat, I'm asking them, do they know how old Aaliyah was? And do they think that was right? And for some reason, they are like zero. But somebody's probably going to tag me in another content creators thing. Oh, ToughLove, they said it doesn't matter. This is the time you represent your case. This is the time. Aaliyah was 19 years old. Aaliyah was 21 years old. But for some reason, they're silent. Because either they don't have the facts. She said, I went to his trial. Yeah, you went to his trial as a supporter. I didn't say groupie, but you went to his trial. I might get a glimpse of R.Kelly. I'm here for R.Kelly. Suppose he would have beat the RICO charges. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Right? Thank you, Dana. Thank you. I know that, but for some reason, these names they don't resonate to these other people. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 5 to 6 names of underage women, for some reason, they don't count. They don't count. And every excuse has been made. Oh, the parents sold the kid to them. You can't sell me something I don't want to buy. Does that I'm about to piss somebody off. Does that resonate to you? You can't sell me some shit I don't want to buy. How they know you interested? How they know you get down like that? All of the bouncers and producers and HR reps and all of these people, street teams, all these people, hell, all the people that's promoting advocate for R. Kelly, free R. Kelly. Where the hell y'all was at when they was messing with them kids? Don't get quiet now. And the people that have sons and daughters, especially daughters, I'm just trying to figure out why the hell would you say at any point in time, it's okay for underage girls to get married to older men. And then believe in your mind that he don't want to have sex with her. They wasn't having sex. Are you serious? His wife came out and said, oh, Jesus Christ, man. You was at the trial. way people want to hear what they want to hear. They want to believe what they want to believe. The only queen says, I wish I had this blown up on the screen, but I don't. The only queen said, I didn't go as a supporter. I went regarding the injustice of the law. See, here's the problem, y'all. This is the problem. Because I don't want to get too far left on this. Do I believe that everybody deserves a fair trial? Yes. 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 Only queen. Yes. Have I seen some injustice? Yes. Okay. But this is where it differs, right? This is where it differs. If we didn't have those 5, 6 names of females that R.Kelly allegedly messed with, if we didn't have Aaliyah, where he allegedly tried to marry underage and then said, oh, well, I wasn't sleeping with her. If we didn't have that tidbit of information, I'll be on board with you. This would be a R.Kelly, free R.Kelly conversation. But because I got daughters and my daughters' names could have been any one of those little girls, hell no, I don't support it. Hell no, I don't care about his fair trial. Hell no, I don't care about a platform talking about free R. Kelly to do what? Add some more names to the list? You went there in support to make sure that he got a fair shake, right? Fair shake. I can guarantee you R. Kelly had the money to get a better lawyer than what you could get. I don't think it's about skeletons in your closet. You know, I see what you're saying, but here's the thing. This is not to say you got to be a perfect person or you had a perfect life. This is to say that if you violating children, then bruh, stay where you at. This is what that is about. Because I don't know who all up in the chat, but here's the thing. Hopefully nobody is, and salute. Hey, you free to promote free R. Kelly. Hey, cool. No doubt. But this is about a situation where we're saying, okay, when do we take a stance? Hassan Campbell can talk about violating kids. You got other people, other men on social media that have been convicted for being with underage girls. R. Kelly was the conversation, right? And evidence came out in regards to him dealing with underage girls. But for some reason, it's like, well, he wasn't convicted of that. Oh, I'm saying there's a lot of people not convicted of that. And there's a lot of underage girls on that Lifetime situation where a lot of people say, okay, let's keep changing the goalposts. Let's keep changing it. Well, yeah, it was a conversation about it, but because he was violated, we'll let it go. Right? His parents or their parents sold that child to him, so we'll let it go. The circumstances are insequential to the fact that you as a grown man should know better. When you start making excuses, that's when you start telling these children it's okay. That if you are a celebrity, we allow this. The first thing that you should be doing if you advocate for R. Kelly, the first thing you should say is there is a zero tolerance for violating children. Zero tolerance. Only queen, I didn't insult your intelligence. I asked you a simple question. Did you know how old Aaliyah was when R. Kelly tried to marry? No, that's a fact. That's not even alleged. If you know how old she was, then you would know that this is a grown man trying to marry a minor. Your reply back to me was, he said they wasn't having sex. Nothing about R. Kelly, his music says, I'm not about having the sex now. I ain't with the sex part. You know how many kids have been born to R. Kelly songs? But he ain't with the sex now. He just want to marry this underage girl. He don't want to have sex with her. So for you to even say that, and you talk about intelligence, you're right now promoting your intelligence in the chat. I realize, hey, I got my face and my voice on here, but your comments are being read by other people, whether they're R. Kelly advocates or not. So this is what a tough conversation happens right now. You're telling me it's okay for this grown man to marry or attempt to marry this minor. And as long as he wasn't convicted in a court of law, that girl is dead. She's dead. So you got a man that's already convicted of something else saying, well, I ain't sleep with Aaliyah. I go back to this point. His lawyers were probably better than any lawyer that you and I can afford. And regardless of whatever he was facing, couldn't get out of it. Now you want to say, well, hey, he wasn't convicted of anything sexual, so your point, ToughLove, is irrelevant. You're saying he went to jail behind the RICO. He didn't go to jail behind anything sexual. My point is that if you got caught up doing something sexual, right, any type of violation to a child, then wherever you are, you belong. That's my argument. And I haven't found anybody yet to tell me, well, damn, okay, I understand why he's there. You're saying release him and then do what? Uh-oh. You're saying release him and do what? I didn't see your question, Sylvia. Give me a minute. I know you're R.Kelly advocate too. But release them and do what? Have the trial for the young girls that were underage? Release them from now I'm saying some real shit. Release R.Kelly from the RICO stuff because he didn't get a fair trial. But now do we have the trial for the girls that were underage that he messed with or allegedly messed with? Is that what we're trying to do? Hey, I see y'all in here. Hey, feel free to tag me in the video. I don't have my link in, so that way y'all can hit the link or whatever. But I'm asking you a question. Official Danny J says, open talks, ToughLove. Let's talk about all of the parents and folks that lied to get him convicted. Hey, I'm with it. This is my thing. Are we saying free R.Kelly because he didn't get a fair trial in the RICO spot? But are we also saying now with the people that allege it, I get it. You're saying free R.Kelly. Got it. Free R.Kelly, why? Let me do this a little bit slower. Free R.Kelly, why? Do I have the paperwork in hand? No. Have some of the same people, some of the same content creators in here right now have the paperwork and have also showcased the paperwork. So I don't know why them having the paperwork and showing it on their page would not be the same thing. I don't know. Okay, Infamous Serious says, when it just got 18 months for a violation of those 12 years old, but R. Kelly got 30 years. Okay. All right, good point, Sylvia. Good point. Now, I do agree some of the parents need to share some. I totally agree. Okay, let's go with what Sylvia just said. All right. Another guy does these alleged crimes or whatever case to be. He get 18 months for violation. R. Kelly get 30 years, right? Okay. Or he got 12 years and did 18 months. I think I'm reading that correctly. So here's the thing. We're saying it's not equal justice. Got it. Let's say R. Kelly gets freed for not having a fair trial. I'm asking y'all a serious question right now. Okay. If R. Kelly dealt with underage girls, should that be a trial? Should a trial be held for that? Should a trial be held for that? If we say he didn't get a fair trial the first time, hey, they threw the RICO, these people's lying. Okay, cool. Are we saying all the people that came forward and say they were underage, are we saying no trial should be held for that? That we should just overlook that because that wasn't a part of the actual trial? I love it. Thank you. If Official Dana says, if it's an underage girls, then a trial should be held. That's what we talking about. That's what we talking about. I like that energy right there. That's what we talk, because now this is what you're telling to all the people that's going to view this right here. Okay, cool. All right. we ain't crazy now. We ain't crazy. If there was some underage issues, then we need to examine that. Because right now it's like, well, we ain't examining that because he went to jail on something else. Well, I'm just saying, well, why he in jail? Keep him in jail. We can agree to disagree on that though, because I can understand what you're saying. I can understand where a lot of you guys are coming from. But they have already posted the names of the people that were underage. But I also asked about Aaliyah. I said, do you think it's right for a middle-aged man to marry an underage girl? And I was waiting for somebody to tell me, do you know how old she was? It says you should hold. I mean, let's keep it real. And you know what's so funny? The only queen. I don't say this is a trial. This is not a trial right now. You know, this is a public viewing of where we stand as American citizens, as a community, whatever community you're a part of. Because if we're saying, hey, we don't believe that R.Kelly got a fair trial, that's why we want to free R.Kelly. Okay, a man not getting a fair trial, that's not the first, especially a black man. That's not the first time I've heard that. Definitely understood. Okay. The issue is that when you add the situation of underage girls, you start asking yourself, well, even if you beat the RICO, 9 times out of 10, you ain't going to beat the underage girl situation. So you're going to end up back where you are. Now we saying, okay, well, I would rather him be in jail for the underage situation versus the RICO. Let me get back to these comments. Sylvia, I said the same thing. I said with the RICO situation, right? I didn't say anything that was sexual about the RICO situation. I said with the RICO situation, if you feel like people lied and it was a whole lot of messed up craziness going on, right? And they convicted them on that. And Dana J just said, well, if there's a situation with underage girls, a trial should be held for that. Now, my thing is, take him out of jail for the RICO thing, but then have the trial, which could possibly lead him back to jail. If we have that understanding, then cool. But if we have an understanding like we're going to ignore all the people that were underage and we're only going to focus on the RICO. Well, my thing about it is, if you guys have been focused on the RICO for years, what makes having what makes having the YouTube conversation different than a court conversation? Well, in the court conversation, you got to present facts. So in the RICO, these facts that presented that a lot of people are saying, hey, they lied. Why wasn't the lawyers able to overturn those lies with the truth? Like all of these experts on R.Kelly in regards to his innocence and the lies being told, why wasn't those people a big help in the overturning the acquittal, like getting the acquittal for him? Like I listened to the Levi Kelly or whatever case to be. To me, he is more concerned about people knowing that is his cousin than anything. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I listen to some people and it's like you can say like, what is your stake in this? Me personally, like I said, I'm a father. When you start talking about underage girls being touched and violated and messed with and whatever, then it's kind of like, nah, man, I'm good on him. Like I'm straight on that. And I think that every father would say that. I think that every mother would say that. Not the fact that he's just R.Kelly. He could be anybody. Do you know that Infamous Sylvia says, do you know there is a defense for someone lying about their age? I don't know what that the only queen says he's in the appeal process as we speak. Okay, yeah, I knew that. Dennis says Levi is a joke. I don't see too many people talking about Levi, so I don't know if they deal with Levi like that. I'm just saying he's one of the guys that I know that advocate, which kind of sparked this thing up for me because I was listening to him while I was driving, and I was just like, I got a call from R.Kelly, my cousin, and you know, it was this and that. I was like, he sounded like he was more excited about getting a call from R.Kelly, which if he's your cousin and you're used to being around him, should you be sounding like a groupie right now? Like, I mean, I don't know. If I'm accustomed to talking to R.Kelly, why when he calls out the blue, like, yeah, I'm talking about my cousin, and I noticed that his look, like if you put the pictures up but side by side, it's like he almost wants to look like R.Kelly. Like all the attention that R.Kelly gets, it's like he wants to be the face for another man type thing. I don't know if you guys can understand though. It says Levi ain't really for R.Kelly. I don't know. I don't know. He might be a phenomenal guy. I'm just saying he just comes off as a groupie. It's like my cousin. And I was gonna play something, but it's irrelevant now. But I was gonna play a clip from which kind of sparked this thing. I was like, bro, why you keep, like, I'm telling you, every 5 minutes, my cousin, Rob. And it's like you want to tell these stories of you getting ice cream with him at a celebrity's house. And I'm just like, how does that, is this freedom? Is this how you get them free? I don't know. Bree says Levi is not his cousin. Well, he just said he got a phone call. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of content creators that reply to this or whatever case be. Hopefully, and if it's not clear where I'm coming from, what I'm saying is that if the RICO charges, if everything that was brought up in a court case that got R.Kelly locked up, if we're saying that he didn't get a fair trial because everybody lied, et cetera, his lawyers didn't do a good job, et cetera, and it has zero to do with underage girls, free R.Kelly. I can understand that. Yep. I can understand that. If you guys are writing anything crazy or derogatory, I'm telling you, YouTube is like blocking it. Okay. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm not the one doing it. But if we're saying that we're going to ignore the underage girls that's mentioned in this R. Kelly situation, whether it was a part of the trial or not, I think that would be irresponsible. I think that the conversation, whether we want to say, well, free him for this, but also hold him responsible and accountable for this, I think that's more of a realistic conversation. So if you are a diehard, and there are some diehard R. Kelly fans out there, but until someone is able to explain to me that not worrying about the underage girls, let me reframe that. Let me rephrase this. Freeing R. Kelly based on the fact that you feel it was a mistrial. You feel like the information that was presented out of context. I can understand that. My conversation is about if there was any violation to any young girls at any point in time, right? Then there should be some type of accountability process for that. So for those people that are saying free R. Kelly, you have to ask yourself, well, you're freeing a man that is also going to be held accountable for the underage girls that allegedly said that was dealing with them. So where do you go from that? Where do you go as a community? Where do you go as parents? Where do you go from that? Because if the underage situation is true, because ain't nobody erasing the information on Aaliyah. You can't do that. I don't care how good of what bigger support you are. It don't matter. You can't erase that. But the fact of the matter is anybody else that is found to be underage that have dealt with this man, it's almost like, well, we're putting the cart before the horse. Because I can't sit here and say, oh, well, I can. I can sit here and say, oh, well, he's guilty. My thing about it is if the conversation is about somebody being held accountable for dealing with underage girls, then there should be a zero tolerance for that. A zero tolerance. So is his freedom worth more than a victim's justice? If it was your child, would you want R. Kelly to be free? Would you care how he got in jail? It says R. Kelly had 4 to 5. It is very small, y'all, on this right here. I just did a quick live real quick. It says, where are the victims? ToughLove. Show me the victims. Well, the victims are already came forward. The victims already came forward. We already know who was underage and who wasn't underage. But we do also know that Aaliyah was underage. We know that. We know that there was a alleged marriage. We know that. Those are facts. Now, if you dispute those facts, and that means you have to go back and sue the networks that have put that information out. There's plenty of networks that have reported on that. They all said that they were coerced by the government, not R.Kelly. Salute for everybody that's coming in. So here's the thing. I think that the names of the victims at this particular point, right? The name of the alleged victims at this particular point, I'm asking the question that if R.Kelly is alleged guilty of dealing with underage girls, right? Should he be held accountable? Should he be held accountable? And that goes to people who advocate for him and people who don't advocate for him. I'm saying that again because some people kind of, put words in your mouth. If he is accused of allegedly dealing with underage girls at any point in time, should he be held accountable? If you say no because he didn't get a fair trial in this RICO case, if you say, okay, let's deal with the RICO case and not put the cart before the horse, but you got to understand everything that you say as a man or woman in the comments, as a man and a woman in the comments, there is some young lady out there that has been a victim, has been violated by an older gentleman, and for some reason, family members ain't believe her, never got to the courts, never got reported. So now it's a question of, will the community support me or not? Because these same people that's advocating for the freedom of R.Kelly, would you advocate if there's a young woman out there right now that says, he violated me and I was only 13? We're saying allegedly, right? I was only 13. Will the same energy be put into making sure that R.Kelly gets held responsible? That is going into freeing him from this current situation? I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's going to be a lot of people that's silent. It's going to be a lot of people that's silent. It's going to be a lot of people right now like, oh, I'm in an uproar about what ToughLove said. Well, really, I'm not saying anything. This is a father, an Army veteran with just a point of view. Like, hey, if you were dealing with, at any point in time, a young child, bro, I can't rock with that. I can't. That's like Brother Polite. I had so many people give me pushback for Brother Polite. Oh, he was an activist. He was a celebrity. He wrote some books. He was articulate. And I said, I don't give a damn. What's up with all of these excuses for these people that want to deal with children? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get the moms and fathers that be like, it's okay. He's a celebrity. It's cool. It's people from your neighborhoods or your communities that get locked up every day for whatever type of crimes or whatever case to be. And there's little, especially if you go to people's pages, they advocate for celebrities, but won't advocate for people right in their own communities. Right in their own communities. You can go right to the courthouse, sit there, and a guy was like, I'm innocent. They planted those drugs on me. I just happened to be there. There is no avocation from no YouTubers or content creators. Free Tyrone. Free Erica. They're not getting a fair trial. Nothing said about it. So I'm saying if we gonna keep that energy and we talk about, hey, we want justice. We want justice. I'm cool. Got it. Justice. But make sure it ain't just who you think should get justice. It's everybody. It's fair across the board. And to be honest with you, it's never fair across the board. You got people from Wyoming. You got people from Chicago. You got people from this place, that place, this place, this place, this place. And here's the thing. Very few people are advocating for the people in their community, but they are looking out on social media. What can I be a part of? What can I be a part of? And I'm not going to lie. Everybody wants to feel like they're a part of something, right? You want to feel like you're a part of something. But here's the thing. I don't play follow the leader. I don't play follow the leader. Once it's said that, hey, you messing with kids or something like that, I'm gonna look at the situation now like, Now I can't get on here like he did it. I don't know. I don't know. Hello from Brazil. I see you. I don't know what he did. I just know what was outlined and what was laid out. And nobody has sued any of the people that said he was messing with me. None of them in jail. Did y'all ever think about that? None of the people that said they were underage are in jail for lying. Or maybe it's just me. Did I miss something? Dana, you still there? Sylvia, you still there? Are they in jail? Because here's the opposite effect. The opposite effect of this is if you are lying on a man or a woman and saying that they violated you and touched you, then you deserve to go to jail. You see how that works? You see how it's fair and impartial? If the parents promoted, escorted, or helped you get into a position where you could get violated, they should be in jail. If they got money from a situation, they should be in jail. If you was a bouncer, they should be in jail. If it was a promoter, it was the bouncer, whatever. Everybody involved. It's a zero tolerance for violating children, period. I'm not making excuses. I'm not turning a blind eye. Now, some people say, well, we got to wait till he's convicted. Okay. But I'm asking a hypothetical question because we're dealing with a lot of hypothetical things. If you add Aaliyah and you add the other women that said, or other girls that said they were underage, should a trial or should some type of form of accountability or legal actions be taken? And I've had some people say, yes, you are absolutely right. So if we want to free R.Kelly based on this RICO thing and based on all the charges that came out of this recent court trial, got it. Okay, all right. But I'm also saying that if there's any relevance to underage children being violated, then that level of accountability should be taken as well. So that's where I'm coming from. I believe that. It's a lot of people, to be honest with you. You're right. Sylvia, you're right. A lot of people handle abuse differently. That's why you can't tell people when to heal, how to get over healing, but you damn sure can have a conversation that says, if you were violated, we as a community definitely stand behind you. And I'm gonna be honest with you, there's not a lot of conversations like this. It's either you support R. Kelly or you hate R. Kelly. But it's not, well, here's the thing. If you innocent, you should be free. If you violated a child, you should be in jail. And that's where that gray area is for me. That's where I'm at. So if anybody feels, in an uproar and they want to get crazy or whatever case may be, hey, I get crazy too now. But make sure you listen to my content. You have permission to play my video. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully people can kind of sit back and hear where I'm coming from. I'm an Army veteran of 20 years. I've been a sexual assault advocate, helping victims. I'm a father of 4. So I have a little bit of, and I'm currently helping victims. So I have a little bit of, I'm sympathetic and empathetic, say the least. I have family members that have been violated. So this, for me, you have to look at it with a grain of salt. Has R. Kelly produced some phenomenal music? Is he a phenomenal singer? Yes. Salute, Young. Yes, won't argue that. But if he is in violation of dealing with younger children, I have a zero tolerance. I'm not making no excuses. You know what I'm saying? If you guys decide to do a reaction video, feel free to tag me in it. I'll check it out or whatever case be. But if it's just a bunch of cursing and all that, stuff, calling names or whatever, I'm probably not going to even respond. But if it's actually making some points, then cool, I'll stay and watch it or whatever. But, we have to send a balanced message, and that's what this is about. I'm glad it was so many R. Kelly, like diehard supporters in the chat. You guys give a lot of great information of things that people might not know. You know what I'm saying? It's not a whole gigantic bunch of hypotheticals. What it is if you feel that children need to be protected, then you're going to say, yes, he should be held accountable. Whether that's before, during, or after this current situation that he's in. I believe that, some accountability should be taken if it's true. If it's true, and anybody would argue, well, he never went to court for it, or it's not true, or this and that and the third, we're all entitled to our opinion. I thank everybody for coming. Yeah, I would love to do that, Gary. I'm not on the I'm not on my restream right now, so I can't drop the link. But feel free. I'll drop my email in the chat. Anybody that wants to talk to me or want me to come and show up on their platform, I'm free to do so or whatever. I just ask that you keep everything respectful, and I'll keep it the same way or whatever. And let me just give you a tad bit of advice. Before you reply out of anger, right? Know that people are watching you other than the fans of who you support. So you can sell your case or you can break your case. Because right now, what you don't want to look like is you're out of your mind, you're delusional, you're crazy, you're this, you're that. You want to come factually. And you got to think about where I'm coming from and what exactly I'm saying. This goes for anybody, any celebrity. If you are in violation or alleged violation of children, you should be held accountable. That's where I stand. That's where I'm at. Definitely. An open forum. I definitely need to do that. I haven't had an open panel since I've been back. We probably need to get one. But I do know that one of the other content creators, if you guys decide to have an open forum, I would pull up. I've got about an hour or so before I pick up my daughter. So depending on what's going on with her, because this is her Disney time. But reach out to me. My email will be in I'll put it in the description or put it in the comments or whatever. I appreciate everybody coming through. It's a lot of names, but I appreciate everybody coming through, giving their feedback, and it's not a positive or negative. It's what your opinion is. Whether your opinion is based on fact or your opinion is based on assumption, you've given your opinion, and I appreciate it. Tough love. This is where we can come and have the tough, difficult conversations. I'm truly blessed that you guys have taken a part of your Friday to come and give your perspective. Hopefully you guys can check out some other videos and kind of see, where your perspective lies. This is not about being totally right, and this is not about being totally wrong. This is about trying to provide a balanced conversation. So you guys, in the comments, you help provide that balance. I say something, you state what you know to be a fact or your opinion. And then I think that people can sit back and say, okay, now let me form my own opinion. Because that's what we as adults do. We form our own opinion. We don't just follow the leader. This is not about celebrity status for us. This is about us as grown people wanting to see better, wanting to do better, and wanting our communities to be better. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tough Love. Until next time, my daughter, thanks for coming through. I'll catch all your comments on the replay. Salute to y'all.